Hey everybody, it's Sabrina. Welcome back to my channel. I am going to start on July for Project Life 2023 using a bunch of different Ali Edwards products. If you remember, I am doing this project in 6x8 style and kind of focusing more on stories instead of like weekly spreads. Sometimes I do weekly spreads, but really anything goes in this album. As you can see here, for the start of July, I decided to go with a full page photo. I love the photo of my kids out in the lake. They're pretty far out there, but they were having the best time. And I thought about cutting out the letters July on my Cameo, but decided I didn't want to mess with my Cameo. So I went ahead and just grabbed the actual physical card and decided to cut out the letters that way. I was just worried that like if I fussy cut them, they wouldn't look that right, but that's a ridiculous thing to be worried about. So I cut them out and I think it looks pretty great and is a fantastic way to open up July, because July really felt like summer. There was a lot more adventures in summer. Once I have these letters down, obviously I'm going to glue them in that bottom space, kind of where there's some sticks in the water, and then I will grab a really long tag that came in the kit to add to the bottom. I think I'm going to wind up with 7 total spreads for July, and in this video I am showing 3 because they all come together pretty quickly, so that's why I can share them all. Okay, so I opened up that tag pack and I decided to put down embracing the good, the bad, and everything in between. I felt like that was a really good sentiment to add to the bottom. And once I have that page done, I can move on to the next spread, which is going to be about going to this lake. And once I get everything done, that's when I'll share it in the album. As I was putting together this project in Photoshop Elements, I decided that I really wanted to use a different sized page protector, a 4x4 and a 2x2, and I love this page protector. It's not one that I use that often, but I love it. I also decided to go monochromatic and use some pieces from my stash. So this super old journaling card that says Outdoor Adventure, and then I think it's a journaling card from like the Right Now kit or the Now kit, but I used it as a 2x2 filler pocket. And I also wanted to grab some sort of chipboard to coordinate with the other one that I have, which is Here Comes the Sun. I was hoping for a camera in my stash. I didn't see that. I did see a geotag, so I decided to use that. And I wanted some more emphasis on it, on the actual geotag, and I decided why not just putting some of that paper right behind the geotag. And I really love how that turned out. It turned out fantastic, because later on I'm gonna try to, I don't know if I show it in the video, but I thought about adding like some sort of acrylic piece or a title piece down by that family photo, and then decided not to. And so having that geotag there was really what I needed, and also some word phrase stickers as well. So silly me, I go to add that word phrase sticker and then realized that I had never actually adhered anything down. So I had to kind of push everything down and then adhere it all down. And I can add in the different stickers that I have in green. So I have Snapshot in like a light green, and then the really long one that I was going to stick down was So Thankful for These Memories. And I love making clusters on my actual photos, but I don't know. Are you guys like that too? Do you like making clusters on your actual photos? I'd love to know in the comment section. Sometimes I feel like that's kind of a faux pas, like you shouldn't do that, but I've always loved it. Now, the Outdoor Adventure card, that, like I said, is a very old card, and it is super thick. So it must have been a very old card, because Ali Edwards doesn't make cards that thick anymore, but I had originally originally thought I would just trim off outdoor adventure because of the thickness, but decided whatever, I'll just leave it. I also decided to switch the butterfly photo up to the top. That way I can have a nice visual triangle between all the wood veneer pieces on the right hand side and also the left hand side. I added 2 word phrase stickers to that 2x2 pocket and kept it very simple. And now I can move on to the journaling. And I just talked about how this is one of our favorite summer spots to go to. We were in another heat wave and everybody was going to this lake because of the heat wave, and we had to kind of hike out to a spot, and we found a spot eventually, and then we got to hike around, and our daughter was telling us about different plants that she saw on a field trip. So overall, it was a really good family adventure, and I think that's the best part of summer, is getting to have those family adventures. Okay, so the last spread is 4th of July, and I'm using the back side of that 4x4 page protector and also a 3x4 vertical page protector. I also decided to make a giant tag with the family photo. We take one every year. I'm actually going to make a stash project using my bridge system to make a project for this year about all those different family photos. So I'm looking forward to putting that together soon. But I made this tag using a digital December daily tag, and that was my template. I also took the digital July card and duplicated that to fill in the entire tag shape. And you can totally tell that it is overlapped and it is not perfect. So I'm going to cover that up with a piece of white paper for my journaling spot. I punched the holes on the family photo side, then adhered it down to the red part or the red side, and then punched out the holes from there. And I'm going to add just a simple die cut to the bottom of the family photo. I wanted to have like some sort of, again, title piece, maybe one of the white like words from a story kit, but I couldn't find anything. So I just decided to leave it, and one tag is good enough. For this Everyday Moments card, I really loved it for the family photo of us at the table. So I decided to cut that out and then cut out the actual words and put that on top of my photo, and then take my photo and just adhere it to the top of the journaling card. So it turned out as like I was able to still use the journaling card by cutting out the everyday moments. You can see here that I'm kind of looking through the various tags that are in the kit, and a lot of them are really huge, so those are not going to work as a title piece. I am going to be able to use the really big tag that says "Bring on the Boom," and I will put that on the right hand side pocket. I also thought about using this particular card and like cutting it out and using that as like my story prompts, but I really didn't use any other colors besides red and blue. So I decided to go ahead and save that card and just cut out the white piece of paper. It's a 4x6, and then I rounded the corners of it. I also noticed this blue like starburst type tag, and I'm going to go ahead and add that to this card to kind of add some movement and also color. Now, when I went to go place it, I thought I would put it going vertical on the right hand side, but there would have to be holes punched in that. So I didn't like that and decided to just put it directly on the bottom and then put it vertical on the left-hand side, and then just trim off what I don't need to use. And then for the family photo, I put grateful for the little moments, and it's blue and coordinates, and I don't know how we coordinated our outfits, really. Some years we really coordinate our outfits by accident, but most years it's not by accident. I think this year we all wound up wearing blue except for my husband, which was funny. So it's fun to see all those family photos through the years. Added a chipboard that says "Around Here" to the photo of my kids and Oma and Opa. I grabbed some really big phrases, stamped phrases, because I wanted a big title on the top of this journaling card, and I found one from a day in the life stamp set from a really long time ago, stamped Loving, and then I grabbed the Stories by the Month July stamp set, and I'll stamp Fun in July, and then currently down at the bottom in red ink. I also have a stamp set that has like a firework on it, so I'm going to go ahead and add some stamping of that in blue ink. Anytime I can use this stamp, I am using it. I even used it in my journal, my Hobonichi Cousin. I love it. One of my most used stamps. Used scrap pieces of paper so that way it wouldn't stamp where I didn't want it to stamp, and again, just added it in 3 different spots. Love how festive this card turned out. It turned out wonderful. Finally, added that family photo to the 3x4 card, and then to back the Bring on the Boom, I just took a 4x6 vellum piece, cut it in half, and then adhered the tag right on top. So very simple. Overall, I think the spread is pretty simple. It's pretty self-explanatory as far as, what was going on. But I did have a lot to say because I wanted to say that we were continuing our tradition of going to Oma and Opa's. We love having family meals together. I always forget to take photos of us at the table, but I didn't this time. And my husband and son wore matching Beavis and Butthead shirts. It was hilarious. And of course, we got all our family photos. My daughter continues to just love the popsicles and ate them all night long. And my husband puts on the best 4th of July show. I just love the effort and care he puts into the show, even if he'll tell me that I'm being ridiculous by saying that. But I had a lot to say for 4th of July, and I love how this tag came together. It looks so good. Now I'm going to go back into the album and put everything into the album. It's a little tricky because I am not putting anything in the page protectors, so I can take photos. Okay, flipping back to the beginning, I have my opening page, the outdoor adventure in monochromatic, and then I have 4th of July, and it's an awesome start to July. Hope you guys have enjoyed. Have a great day.